All right, in today's video, we are going to do a little bit of a his and hers direct comparison. On my left wrist, I have my 42mm Space Gray Apple Watch Sport, and on my right wrist, I have my wife's 38mm Apple Watch Sport in the silver and white edition. Now, I'm running WatchOS2 in beta, and my wife is running just the regular, I think it's 1.01 right now. However, she's shown a lot of interest in running WatchOS2, and so I'm going to do the upgrade on her watch tomorrow and let her start playing around with it. But what I wanted to do tonight is a comparison and show the differences, but more importantly, do a compare and contrast with the new native apps function in WatchOS2. And no better way than to pit them side by side, the original WatchOS or the public WatchOS version, which is 1.01 on my wife's watch, and WatchOS2 on my watch here. So stay tuned for that, and we're going to get right into it. My watch on the left, her watch on the right, 4238, WatchOS2, WatchOS 1.01. First thing I want to do is a speed test. I want to turn these both on at the same time and see what happens. I do right off camera have my wife's iPhone 6 Plus and my iPhone 6, and they are both up and running. They're connected. They're not in airplane mode. They're on my local Wi-Fi. So let's turn these on and see what we get. First and foremost, you're going to notice that there's a difference in the logo. The only difference, and there we have it. So the WatchOS 1.01 has already booted up and is ready to go. And I found that extremely shocking the first time I did this. I figured that WatchOS 2 would be a lot faster in the boot process, but it isn't. And as you can see, this almost takes 50% longer than that one. There we go. Mine is up and running. There we have it. So boot times significantly different, and keep in mind the only difference between these watches are the color and the size of the display. All the guts are exactly the same between all of the Apple Watches. All right, so here we have it. We've got both of the watches booted up, and I want to show you right off the bat here real quick the operating systems that the phone are using. Interesting how WatchOS 1 seems to actually navigate significantly quicker in most applications so far. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. Come down to general on this one, go to about. As you can see here from this, I am running WatchOS 2 and she is running Watch 1.01, WatchOS 1.01. I do have the phones right here off screen, and the watches are connected to them. So let's go ahead and go back and run a little bit of a speed test. First thing I want to do is I want to open up, and this will also be a compare and contrast of connected to a phone, not connected to a phone. Let's go ahead and open up the weather app on both devices. Oops, I did not get weather on mine, so there we go. Weather is up on hers, weather is up on mine. No weather data. Interesting. Apple Watch cannot. There we go. Took a second. Again, keep in mind, this is still a little bit buggy. It is in beta 3 or 4 right now, so there might be some of those bugs. But as you can see, they both report the weather. I can get, weather from both cities. She doesn't use the built-in weather app. She actually uses the, I think WeatherBug is her primary use. But as you can see, weather works just fine. Goes out, connects to the phone, and gathers that information. If I scroll, and let's take a look at the Stocks app on both of them, which is a native app to OS. Not everything that we have installed, obviously, has a native app functionality as of yet, so let's just stick with some of these natives. So let's go ahead and open up the stock apps. As you can see, there's a little bit difference. The title is at the top, so again, that was much quicker at loading. But her stocks are displaying, my stocks are displaying. Everything's working as expected, right? Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to bring my phone over here, and I am going to put it in airplane mode. Okay, so my phone is no longer connected to Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. It's in airplane mode. I'm going to get her phone and do the exact same thing. I'm going to put it in airplane mode, no longer connected to Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. Now let's go back, and in a moment we should actually receive notification that there is no phone. On my watch, there is no phone. And on her watch, we should get a notification just a moment here that there is no phone connected. And we're going to see where the functionality changes between the two. No phone, no phone. All right, so let's go back into the apps. And let's jump right back into that weather app. Let's open weather on hers and weather on mine. Immediately, my phone is using the native weather app that has been updated. And so what happens is WatchOS2 actually knows the Wi-Fi network that your phone is connected to, and it keeps your watch connected to that Wi-Fi. So as long as you're in Wi-Fi range, these native apps can go out to the internet and gather the information. WatchOS 1.01 will not do that. So let's go ahead and back out. And let's just jump right back into same example that we showed a moment ago, which is that stock app. Open up stocks. No information, but mine can go out, connect to the internet, and pull that stock information down. So that's an example of what native apps will do once WatchOS 2 comes out. Obviously, there's all the other functionality between WatchOS 2, all of the watch faces, the variations of the watch faces, even just the colors. I believe that you don't even have the option. Let's see, I've never even actually tried on the original version if I can change the color to multicolor, or if that's new. Yeah, so this multicolor view that I have on this detailed view is not even an option on the WatchOS 1. So that's one of the watch face updates that they give you, is the ability to have a multi-face. In this one, you change all of the colors, and in this one you have a multi-face, as well as the time lapse and all of that other good stuff. But as you can see, I'm running the beta version on my watch, and it is, now that I've actually done a side-by-side comparison, it is surprisingly slow compared to 1.01. Now, granted, it's beta, right? So it's going to get faster, and it's going to get better. But as of right now, it's a lot slower than 1.01, but we have native apps functionality. Now, not all the apps are actually enabled to use that functionality right now. So, things like, I don't know what I was about to say, but things like Instagram, they still won't work. So if I come in here and I try and load up Instagram, Instagram has not been updated to be a standalone app or a native app on the watch, so that won't work. But once Instagram updates their app to run natively, it'll go out, it'll use the internet connection that your watch already has and pull that down. You will not be dependent on the phone. Now, neither of these devices, if you're athletic and you use this for athletic tracking, so if you're using Runkeeper, we have Runkeeper, we both have Runkeeper on our watches. If you're using something like that, it's going to use the accelerometer and all of the co-processing within the device to, the pedometer and the accelerometer to track your steps and the cadence and the pace. However, there is no GPS built into these devices, which means you won't get that information that you would if you carry your phone with you. That is definitely one of the drawbacks with the 1.0 hardware, no GPS, so you have to take that phone if you want that information. And if you've got an iPhone 6 Plus, let me zoom out, this is a beast. You don't want to be running with this thing. I mean, it's absolutely huge. And then my wife has an OtterBox, it makes it even larger. So native apps definitely gives us the edge when it comes to running specific functions and specific apps from the phone. Getting a little glare on that focus. Let's see, maybe if I turn this on, it'll focus on the screens. But at the same time, it does not have all of the functionality that you might expect or want to get out of it. So that was a quick speed comparison between WatchOS 2 running on my 42mm Space Gray and Watch 101 that's running on my wife's silver and white band. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. Like the video if you like the video, dislike the video if you dislike the video, share it if you liked it, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, not Instagram, I don't have an Instagram for Geek with Glasses, but follow on Facebook, head out to geekwithglasses.net, look us up on Google+, we're in all of the usual places, obviously Twitter. Thanks for watching, we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.